Today's story from The Storyteller by one of my old instructors, Dennis Dallas and Mike Chait, is called The Snake. There once was a snake crawling across the forest floor. Suddenly it came to a halt. It tugged and it pulled, thinking it was snagged on something, but when it turned around to look, it noticed that its tail had wrapped around a tree. "Tail, what's the matter with you?" said the snake head. "Let's go. I don't think I've ever had the chance to be the leader, so why don't you let me lead for a while?" replied the tail. The snake's head said, "Don't be ridiculous. You're just not equipped to lead." But the tail wouldn't budge, so the snake had to finally relent and let the tail lead. The snake was craning its neck and straining itself to see where it was going backwards. After a while, the tail was getting accustomed to leading by how the sun felt against its skin, so it had a pretty good idea of where it was going. Except for a few bumpy and rough areas of crawling, the tail was doing a fairly good job. The head finally got tired and allowed itself to be dragged along behind without looking. After a while, the tail came to a cliff. Of course, not being able to see it, it went over the cliff. It fell a very long way. And that was the end of the snake. Now we can think about that story and, what's it mean to you? All of us lead and follow in different capacities. So one of the things we can look at the story of the snake is how important it is to follow a good leader. And even if we have a good leader, we still need to pay attention. And if something starts to go awry, we need to change, right? The head was paying a lot of attention until he got sort of used to it. The guy's doing a good enough job. Okay, quit paying attention. It ended pretty badly for the snake. So the lesson that I want you to get from this story, and you might think of other lessons, and if you do, let me know. We can share those. But think about who you're following, if you're a follower, and pay attention to those that you're following. Even if it's a good leader now, make sure that leader stays on track. And if not, it's our duty to help that leader to make sure they stay on track. And if you are a leader, do the very best you can to make sure you're doing what's right for those that are following you.